I've collected a lot of cards over the years, and I've come to raise this question. How far have the cards actually come? We have the righteous GTX 970, the quite decent 750, and the fart stain that is the GT 610. It's time to find out what you get with your money. It's time to put in the 610. Let's see how it does. Already this card is bad, it doesn't even have an HDMI port. And now it's time for the first performance test. Let's do Black Ops 3. This is when I learned that this card cannot handle this game. So I dropped the test. Then the sad truth kicked in. After doing the second test, I realized this card is the worst card there is out there. Except for that god-awful AMD card over there. I'd like to note that Shadowplay didn't work on this old card. It's just too weak and too old, so I had to record by hand. Anyway, it got an average of like 12 FPS on Csgo. I mean, to be fair, it was at the highest settings, but still. Anyway, it is quite obvious now that this card does not deserve to live. It's time to throw this one out and give it to the trash can. Now, this is where things get a little spicy. We got the GTX 750. This is a medium range card, but it still really gets the job done, and I love this card. I have had it for 2 years. I've used it for 2 years, and it was amazing. But it still doesn't compare to the 970, but it was still a good card. It's time for the first test. We can actually run the game and actually run the test. Now, some of the settings I can't crank it up all the way to get the full benchmark, but we're just gonna have to do with what's provided to us now. So let's get started. This card got around 30 FPS most of the time on this so-called benchmark, but it did pretty well. It's still a medium range card, so I'm not expecting much from it, but it did well until I reached the end, and it really lagged out. It showed 0 FPS just randomly, and I was thinking, whoa, what? It's time for the next benchmark, and that's Minecraft. Anyway, it scored really good, in the 200s sometimes, and it would sometimes go to 150. But then I decided maybe we should crank it up a bit. And keep this in mind, the graphics are cranked up all the way for all the cards. But let's take us up a notch. Now with the new settings, I got around 40 to 50 FPS. Not what I was expecting. I was expecting more 60 since I'm running at 60 Hertz. But I mean, it's Minecraft. You don't really expect it to be that optimized, but it's Minecraft. It is time for our final benchmark, which is CSGO, a medium to low medium range game. Got surprisingly around 900 to 110 FPS. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised because this isn't a very demanding game, but it does well, way better than the 610. Now it is time for the moment that I've been waiting for and everyone's been waiting for, the GTX 970. Now it's time to sit back and watch the 970 absolutely obliterate every game you throw at it. Each card is aimed at a different consumer, the 970 being the high quality gamer, the 750 for the people with lower budgets, and the 610 for those who don't really play demanding titles.